Welcome back to Lenz's Comic Corner, Classic Lesson Non-Classic. This is episode number 2740 and Doubleshot 2634. This one is discussing Green Arrow Volume 1 and his main feature from the Detective Comics, starting with issue 449 and concluding with the final issue that he did for the book, 549 to 567. First up, we have his 4-issue miniseries released in 1983. Written by Mike W. Barr, artwork by Trevor Von Eden. Now, what happens over the course of this 4-issue miniseries? Yes, this wasn't... Now, also Dick Jones' artwork here. This was basically his very first solo book. This was released 5 years before his ongoing release in 1988 by Mike Grell, and artwork initially by Dan Jurgens, but they were other artists. So, mostly put, basically, you have Green Arrow. The whole thing with this miniseries is that a woman he once knew dies, and, well, basically, you have a flashback of him with Black Canary and Green Lantern, where he's invited to Wedding Everwell. And first, basically, is her son, Third Jr., who's son with $2 million. He's like, that's all? To her daughter. Her daughter and her husband. The son of $4 million. What about her stock? Shush. To my brother, Maxwell Stain, I leave you the sum of $3 million and my family photos. Go dress Abby. To my friend Oliver Queen, I leave Chris Gobbets, he's so admired, and the sum of $34 million and controlling interest in hoarding chemicals. And everybody's shocked the fact that basically he's chairman of a company. And that's kind of that's basically the story of the miniseries. He takes control of a friend's company, and basically everybody's upset, including him. Yep. So he does his little Green Arrow stuff, and mostly basically, it's revealed by the final issue that the reason why he's here is to, well, if you're curious, why the heck is he here? Like, why was he in control of our company? Well, to root out basically there was actually some corruption in our company, so that's kind of the reason for it. This series is also famous for the last time that we had the last known battle between Green Arrow and Count Vertigo for 20 years. We would not see another fight between these two until the 2000s in Green Lantern Volume 3, issue number 23. That will be the last time these two face off until New 52. Yeah, he shows up in issues 2 through 4 and never seen again. If you're curious, what happened with Count Vertigo after this miniseries? He joined the frickin'... He didn't appear in Green... He didn't Detective Comics, which I'll talk about that next. He did not appear in Detective Comics at all. He didn't appear in the entirety of Volume 2 because any notorious Green Lantern villain, Green Arrow villain who appeared prior to the ongoing series, Mike Grell did not want to touch it all, and they never appeared in the book. I do enjoy Mike Grell's run for the book, but there's no Green Arrow villains, no famous ones per se. Mostly it's Mike Grell doing his own thing with Green Arrow, and it's like detached from DC Universe. But what happened with Count Vertigo? He didn't do very much until he joined up with the Suicide Squad. And then they disbanded by the time the first ongoing ended. Occasionally having some appearing since then. That's kind of what he was associated with, was that particular group. Or being associated with Checkmate. And after his one fight with Green Arrow, he basically hung on Checkmate basically until the New 52 relaunch. Which they changed him freaking twice for no reason. But this miniseries is really, really good. I do recommend checking it out. I give this book a 10 out of 10. Next step we have is basically Detective Comics, the remaining feature of the book, his feature from 549 to 567. 549 and 557, 549 and 550 are the only two issues of this whole era for this series where it's not written by Joe Cabiale, who was regular writer of this book. Yes, for 2 issues of the Detective Comics. Alan Moore takes up basically the writing role for the book. Yes, he does. And they call it Night Olympics. And I believe it was in this very issue when Black Canary finally joined the frickin' title. Yes. I believe so. Let me take a look here about this one. Though she had previously appeared in a couple issues before this, yeah, she finally joined in 449. And, well, 549. And she remained here until the final issue, which was 567. Now, as for, though she did take a few issues off, as for why she did not appear in the book prior to that, I have no idea. We have Collage Johnson the artwork too. The only person who can answer that question is maybe Joe Cabiale, because he wrote pretty much this whole feature. So it is mostly put for this 2-parter, them fighting a guy named Pete Lemix. Yeah, he is just some random guy who appears for these 2 issues. And that's it for him. He's just a random guy who attacks Black Canary. And then we have in 551, where Onyx is back in the book. Yes. Yes, she's back. After she left the book back in... she basically took 2 issues out because Joe Cabiale didn't write the issue, so that's pretty much the reason for it. And here she is, back in the book as a supporting character. She's somebody who just working with Green Arrow, of course, just basically deal with basically Sanctuary. Mostly put basically, they deal with some illegal immigrant. That's kind of what the issue is. And then we have Poor Hooded Masses. And yeah, it's just a quick 2-parter who deals with crooked immigration agents. And then we have Crazy from the Heat, where we have the first appearance of Bonfire. We also have an in-camp appearance of Black Canary's mom. Yes. Yeah, basically this guy, Bonfire's and a Black Canary. It's a female character. Yes. She only appeared just for a couple issues. Yep. Where with... And here's the thing about 554, which is for next issue. This issue is famous for the debut of Black Canary's brand new costume. Let me show it off here because this very costume she would wear for the rest of the 80s. I've asked Kevin McGuire who came with this costume. He has no idea who came with this costume, but... Yes. Come on. So it's like her classic fishnet thing costume. That got burned, so we got this brand new costume. And if you read JLI, that's the costume she wore in that book. And she remained in this costume throughout the remainder of the 80s until she got the Green Arrow ongoing. Yeah, and this cover is a homage to the original Black Canary, Black Canary's mom. That's what this issue is. It's basically homage to that, but that's kind of what it is. So I can kind of skip basically 555 because it's basically a reprint story. So moving on. For 556, this is basically Black Canary is absent for this issue, where you have him fighting up against a guy named Barricade, who appears for basically 556, 557. He's even the final villain of this run, who appears in the last 2 issues. Yeah, here for just a couple quick two-parters. Of course, Green Arrow's working with Onyx in this two-parter, and then with 558, it is just taking us on with thugs. And then we have 559. This is a full issue. Yes, the only one that's actually full issue. Written by this actually is the only time that you have Green Arrow here. There's no feature in this book. This is the second time there's no backup feature because this is apparently is a back to man. Let's have Black Canary and Green Arrow team with Batman and Catwoman. And that's the most famous thing about this issue. It's written by Doug Moak, artwork by the late Gene Cullen. It is mostly put like a cross-jurisdiction type of case, where it's basically like the four teaming up to take on some one-shot characters. It was a very interesting idea. But I really enjoyed the issue. It was a really fun issue. Then moving on to 560. A Time for Fear. Yeah, so we have the first appearance of two brand new characters. All its feature comes Green and Black, and at first is a character named Steel Claw, who appears for basically a 5-parter from 560 to 564. Yep, appears actually at the 565. Yeah, this multi-part story and taking this guy called Champion, who's only here for a few issues. Yeah, there's actually one issue in here, which I have reviewed the opening story for in these ones, and that's actually 563, because this issue was actually the openings was collected in the story Free Faces, which is the opening. So I was collecting Batman Arkham Two-Face. Great story. Yep. Yeah. So basically, you can think of it as basically from 560 to 565 is this multi-issue story where just Green and Black Canary with Steel Claw just working together, basically solve crimes. And that's kind of in a way some of the remaining features of this book. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, then basically, the Barricade returns in the final two issues of this book. Final two issues is run. Yeah, and 567 is the last issue. Oh, by the way, the opening story of this issue was written by Harlan Ellison. I will discuss this when I get to it. But this was, in fact, the last Green Arrow backup feature. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the end. Apparently, this issue was also says it was the last issue. Levy was the editor of the Bat books, and Daniel took over afterwards. Mm-hmm. Yep, and well, still in Star City, and then pretty much what happened with Green Arrow right after this? Well, next came for Green Arrow was the Longbow Hunters miniseries, which I have reviewed, and the Mike Grell run for Green Arrow. Yeah, that's kind of what they did with Green Arrow afterwards, give an ongoing series, because my guess is because basically people must have liked Green Arrow at this point in time, so he must have some string of popularity, so give an ongoing. And give it to Mike Grell. Why Mike Grell? I have no idea. But the feature itself is quite interesting. I do enjoy all the issues per se for this whole run. So you can say with this, I can review 2 full issues. Actually, it's 1, but mostly put, this is just a really good run. Nothing bad here per se, but nothing, a lot of it can grab people's attention with these issues. Yep. But yeah, that's typically a particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe to notifications, and do not hit the dislike button. I have one more comic corner to go, and look at my stuff for My Hero Academia. Okay, next view. Bye.